Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be solving LeetCode 13, Roman to integer. So we have a list of Roman numerals and they're mapped to a specific value. And we're going to be given a string that contains Roman numerals and you have to convert it to an integer. So there is a little trick to this that I will explain in the explanation, and it basically involves the positioning of the symbol. So if a symbol that's less than the symbol next to it comes first, then basically we're going to subtract from our current result. But if the symbol that we're currently on is greater than or equal to the next symbol, we're going to add to it. So I'll explain this better in our explanation, and let's get into it. The way Roman numerals work is if we have a Roman numeral that is smaller than the one after it, then we're going to subtract the one that comes after it, or we can just subtract the one that we're currently on from our result. So let's say our result starts at 0 and we see that I is smaller than 4. So we know from looking at our dictionary that I is smaller than 5. I mean, sorry, 5. And we know that we have to subtract the value that I maps to. So this would become -1. And then if there's nothing after 5, or yeah, 5, then we would just add instead of subtracting. So this would become 4. And as you all know that IV is 4 in Roman numerals. So if you never understood before why that is, well, now you know. And if we had, for example, VI, so V is larger than I, then we would actually add V, so 5, and then we would also add I, so that would become 6, which is the Roman representation of 6. So let's get into our example. We're going to iterate through this, and at every iteration, we're going to calculate the current and next value of the Roman representation. And we're going to grab the value that it maps to using our dictionary. So let's go through an example. So we're currently at M, and M maps to 1000 and C maps to 100. So 1000 is greater than 100, so we can just add 1000 to our current result. Then we move our pointer. C maps to 100 and M maps to 1000. So we're actually going to subtract 100 from our current result and get 900. Then we're going to keep going, and we see that M is larger than X, so we're actually going to add to our result. Then we keep iterating, and we see X is smaller than C, so we're going to subtract from our result. And then we just keep iterating. We see C is larger than I, so we're going to add to our result, and this becomes 1990. And we just keep iterating. We see that 1 is smaller than 5, so we're going to subtract, and this becomes 1989. Then we're going to keep going, and since 5 is the last one, we're just going to add to it, and this becomes 1994. And that's our final answer, and we can simply return our result. So the time complexity of this is going to be O of n, because we have to loop through the entire string of Roman numerals, and we're not storing anything, so we have constant extra space. Let's get into the code. We're going to start off by initializing our dictionary that maps our Roman numerals to integers, And I'm just going to copy and paste that because it's a little long to type. And then we're going to initialize our result variable to 0. And then we're going to iterate through our array. So we're going to get our index and loop through the length of our string. And then the first thing we're going to check is the current Roman numeral we're on less than the one that comes afterwards? And before we do that, we want to make sure we're in bounds and we want to check if we're in bounds -1, not just less than the length of s, -1, because we're going to go +1. So we don't want to go out of bounds. And we're just going to index in our dictionary. So this is going to give us the number that our current Roman numeral maps to. And if it's less than the one that comes after, then we're going to subtract from our overall result. And we can do that like this. Otherwise, if it's greater than or equal to, we're going to add to our result. And after we've done iterating to the entire array, we can just return our result. And this code should work. And it worked. And it's pretty efficient. This will run in linear time with constant memory. Thanks for watching.